Triple H on CMPunk in Saudi Arabia. People grow. People change. Hello everyone, welcome my channel. Please subscribe. CMPunk's role in Saudi Arabia has garnered plenty of interest and debate given his infamous 2020 tweet aimed at The Miz. The tweet, which encouraged Miz to go suck a blood money-soaked D*** in Saudi Arabia. Despite this post, Punk competed in Saudi Arabia at WWE Night of Champions, though he received a hostile response from the local fans on the post-show panel. Paul Triple H Levesque discussed Punk appearing in Saudi Arabia given his post and his past bad blood with WWE. Levesque noted that this seemed impossible in the past. If you'd have told me 10 years ago that CM Punk would be here in Saudi for the WWE, I would have thought you're out of your mind. But people grow, people change, people evolve, and they learn a lot in life. The topic of growth has been core to Punk's return to WWE, as he and Levesque were able to make amends in 2023. Once at odds with CM Punk. With CCO is pleased to see this development. I was privileged to watch him grow as a human being, to step out here and apologize to the people of Saudi, to just cherish where he is at in life and his career and the things he gets to do, and the opportunities that he has. And I was incredibly proud of him. Punk didn't leave Saudi Arabia as undisputed WWE champion, but with the endorsement of Levesque, fans could be seeing him in the country again down the line. Triple H's recent comments on CM Punk and Saudi Arabia have set the entire wrestling world ablaze. While the WWE universe is still buzzing from the chaos of Night of Champions 2025, Triple H took center stage during the post-show media scrum, with a message that sounded respectful but fans know better. People grow, people change, he said when asked about CM Punk's involvement in the event. But behind those 5 words, there's a lot more brewing, because let's get real. This isn't just about growth or change, this is about redemption, rivalry, and quite possibly revenge. CM Punk's return to WWE was already the most shocking comeback in modern wrestling history. But now, with Punk making waves in Saudi Arabia on WWE's biggest global stage, Triple H's words aren't just a friendly nod, they're a loaded statement. Let's break this down. Triple H and CM Punk have a long, rocky history. We're talking about shoot interviews, backstage beef, pipe bombs, and canceled matches. Remember 2011, Punk called Triple H a doofus son-in-law. Remember 2014, Punk walked out, then buried the company and buried Triple H by name. These two were never on the same page. For years, fans thought this relationship was beyond repair. But now, Punk's performing in Saudi Arabia on WWE soil under Triple H's watch, and the game says, people grow, people change. That sounds like a reconciliation, but the tone in his voice calm, cautious, calculated suggests otherwise. Was Triple H being diplomatic, or was that a subtle warning? There's growing buzz inside the WWE locker room. Some believe Punk is on thin ice. Sure, he got cheered in Saudi Arabia, but there were also boos. The infamous CM Punk basic thugonomics roast of Senna didn't land well with everybody. Saudi fans were confused, others were offended, and a few walked out. Punk even issued a semi-apology on the kickoff panel. So when Triple H stepped in with the people change line, was it just corporate polish? Or was it a reminder that he's still the boss? Let's not forget Triple H doesn't forget slights. He may have welcomed Punk back, but he's still the guy in charge of creative, and if Punk steps out of line again, the consequences could be huge. Some fans are speculating this could all be leading to something much bigger. Could we be witnessing the slow burn setup for CM Punk versus Triple H at WrestleMania 41? That's been a dream match that never happened. The heat between them is real. The promo battles would be legendary, and Saudi Arabia might have been the perfect place to plant the first seed. Also, why Saudi Arabia? Why did CM Punk's test run happen there of all places? Because WWE sees Saudi as high risk, high reward. It's the billion-dollar partnership with massive eyes on it. You don't send someone like CM Punk there unless you're testing something major. Either WWE was using Saudi to gauge fan reaction, or Punk himself demanded to be on that stage to prove he's still a global icon, and Triple H, he saw it all firsthand. From backstage interactions to fan response to locker room drama, he had the full picture. So when he says people change, he's also hinting at something else, accountability. Let's talk about that backstage heat. Multiple reports suggest CM Punk rubbed people the wrong way in Saudi. Not everyone was thrilled about his placement on the card. Rumors swirled that some superstars felt he hijacked the spotlight again. And when Punk's promo went too far, mocking Senna and calling Saudi fans clueless, that triggered real backlash. Triple H, always the locker room diplomat, downplayed it publicly. But behind the scenes, that comment may have been a subtle way to tell Punk, you're on probation, and there's another layer. Did you notice how Punk didn't wrestle at Night of Champions? He spoke, he stirred the pot. But he didn't take bumps. That's telling. Was it by design? Or did WWE not trust him in the ring yet? Some insiders believe Triple H is cautiously integrating Punk. Give him mic time, test reactions, but don't give him full reign, not yet. There's too much risk, too much history, and what about the Cena factor? Let's not pretend that Cena and Punk are cool. Their rivalry was real. It defined a generation. But it also ended on very bad terms. Cena was the company man, Punk was the anti-hero. They clashed backstage and on screen, and now Punk is roasting Cena on Saudi soil. Under Triple H's blessing? Cena, who helped build WWE's modern legacy in the Middle East, getting mocked by the returning rebel. Triple H knows the value of controversy. He knows it sells. But this isn't just about shock value. This feels like a chess match, a very deliberate one, and it doesn't stop there. Fans have already started dissecting the post-show interactions. Punk and Triple H didn't shake hands publicly. They weren't seen celebrating together. Punk was seen talking quietly with Paul Heyman. Triple H was mostly with Shawn Michaels and the creative team, separate corners. Minimal crossover for two men supposedly on the same page. They didn't look aligned. Here's another twist. Sources say Vince McMahon had zero involvement in Punk's Saudi appearance. This was all Triple H, which means if things go sideways, the responsibility lands squarely on his shoulders. So when he says people grow, people change, is he talking about Punk or himself? Triple H used to hate everything CMPunk stood for, but now, he's the one pulling the strings. He has to manage egos, ratings, injuries, and international expectations. Maybe he's learning to adapt. Or maybe he's playing Punk like a fiddle. Let him feel safe, let him talk, and then drop the hammer when the time is right. It's classic Triple H strategy. Keep your enemies close, smile in front of the cameras, and always plan 5 steps ahead. There's also buzz that Punk wants more. He's reportedly pitching matches with Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and even Roman Reigns. He's acting like he never left. But in Triple H's world, nothing is guaranteed. You have to earn your spot, no matter who you are. So what's next? Expect more CM Punk appearances, especially leading into SummerSlam. But if his backstage attitude doesn't align with the new, there could be fireworks, not the good kind. Triple H's words will be remembered. People grow. People change. It might sound like a peaceful statement, but in WWE, nothing is ever that simple. Triple H's recent comments on CM Punk in Saudi Arabia have set the entire wrestling world ablaze. While the WWE universe is still buzzing from the chaos of Night of Champions 2025, Triple H took center stage during the post-show media scrum with a message that sounded respectful, but fans know better. People grow, people change, he said when asked about CM Punk's involvement in the event. But behind those 5 words, there's a lot more brewing, because let's get real. This isn't just about growth or change. This is about redemption, rivalry, and quite possibly revenge. CM Punk's return to WWE was already the most shocking comeback in modern wrestling history. But now, with Punk making waves in Saudi Arabia on WWE's biggest global stage, Triple H's words aren't just a friendly nod, they're a loaded statement. Let's break this down. Triple H and CM Punk have a long, rocky history. We're talking about shoot interviews, backstage beef, pipe bombs, and canceled matches. Remember 2011, Punk called Triple H a doofus son-in-law. Remember 2014, Punk walked out, then buried the company and buried Triple H by name. These two were never on the same page.